Everest and single-use coffee cups have in common? Well, all the single-use coffee cups thrown out annually in Australia would create a stacked mountain of non-biodegradable rubbish taller than Mount Everest. If Australia alone can produce that much coffee cup rubbish, how much is sent to landfill globally? Takeaway coffee cups may seem insignificant, but have our caffeine needs become a detrimental threat to the environment? I am here today to enlighten you about the coffee cup waste problem, which is threatening our lives and our planet, and to tell you how to change your ways. Together we can be better. Behind me you can see the materials used to create the standard single-use coffee cup. Many people are unaware that most single-use coffee cups have a polythene plastic inside that keeps them watertight. Because of this thin coating of plastic, discardable coffee cups cannot be recycled or biodegraded with paper items. In fact, because of this plastic liner, your coffee cup may even outlast you. But the most dangerous part of the coffee cup is the lid. The plastic liner and lid of the coffee cup will break down into tiny pieces in a marine environment, which will either be consumed by marine life, birds and other organisms, or be added to the plastic dumping ground, which is now our oceans. Given the amount of time that single-use coffee cups spend in our possession, the scales are unfairly in favour of a negative environmental impact. I have created a graph showing the top 10 rubbish items as a percentage of the total rubbish surveyed by Clean Up Australia volunteers. Straight away that we can see, beverage waste is the second leading contributor to a landfill problem. To be exact, beverage waste makes up 15.5% of the total rubbish created annually in Australia. This overwhelming and awful statistic is due to the consumer trend of drinking takeaway coffee. This horrible and disastrous change in the way that we as a society socialise has pushed our coffee cup problem over the edge. The graph behind me depicts the relationship between the state or territory in Australia and how much of their annual waste, as surveyed by Clean Up Australia, is beverage related. Out of 7 states and territories, Victoria's beverage waste problem is the greatest, with 22.15% of their total waste being beverage related. New South Wales' beverage waste percentage is 14.57%. This means that they have the 4th largest amount of beverage related waste as a state in Australia. This graph displays 10 different countries and the amount of single-use coffee cups they throw away each year. Straight away, we can see that America produces way more coffee cups than any other country. To be exact, it discards 200 times more than the 5th worst country, the UK. This is because the consumer trend to drink takeaway coffee is very high in America, and consumption is on the rise. In places like Ireland, New Zealand, and Canada, it isn't the consumer trend to drink coffee, and there aren't as many coffee shops. In 2013, mass amounts of single-use coffee cups were discarded in Australia. 25% of the total rubbish collected by Clean Up Australia volunteers was beverage-related waste. That's a quarter of all the rubbish discarded in 2013. As we can see, this number has slowly decreased over the years. In 2020, 15.46% of the rubbish was beverage containers. Slowly we're becoming more aware of the effect that our disastrous coffee cup waste is having on our environment. However, there is still an imbalance. The good news is there are steps that we can take to correct this imbalance. The most obvious option is to simply sit down at your favourite coffee shop and enjoy your morning brew from a ceramic cup. But what if you don't have the time to sit down at your favourite coffee shop? Our next hope to save the world from our coffee cup waste problem is biodegradable coffee cups. These environmentally friendly and sustainable cups are made from forest paperboard and are excellent alternatives to disposable cups. Landfills all over the world have continued to grow and near capacity, which is causing some environmental challenges. Part of the problem is due to the historical use of paper and plastic cups, which do not break down easily and will sit in landfills for a very long time. A biodegradable cup can be easily recycled and turned into another cup or product. Even if it is not recycled, the cup can easily be composted and will break down naturally. Creating this TED Talk has allowed me to realise that the solution to our detrimental coffee cup waste problem is so obvious: biodegradable cups. But as I further researched the solution, I couldn't find any data proving that coffee shops had swapped out their environmentally damaging single-use cups for biodegradable ones. Why is it so hard for them to realise that they need to change? The future of the planet is in our hands. So next time that you go to the coffee shop, what are you going to do? Next time you see your parents buy a single-use cup, what are you going to say to them? It is up to you to make the difference.